Hey guys, it's Snoo back again. Decided I need to make a video about day one progress and a few things I've been learning in Arch Nemesis. So stick around and I'm going to share with you guys everything I've learned in the first day. Sneak preview here with the Arch Nemesis. This is a nice little resource I got from Surgog. I don't know where he got it from, but currently I guess we have an entire portfolio of all of the different recipes for Arch Nemesis. However, what we don't know is what all of them give and the wild variations of different recipe. I guess you just kind of put them all in and see what you get in various different orders. But as far as accumulating recipes, we do have the whole list here, and I will talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But first, I wanted to get into sort of my experience on day one. Went pretty well. My goal was 10 hours or less to get through the axe. I'm not very good at farming the axe quickly. It's kind of one of my major weaknesses because I don't have a lot of practice at it. And I did not meet that goal. I only got like 14 hours. Although that is an improvement from the previous season, which was about 16 or 17 hours. I will say, however, that I took a little bit of extra time on the marketplace that most people don't do while I was doing the axe, starting as early as like Act 4. I was accumulating some pieces of uniques, some very specific unique pieces of gear that I decided, now I sort of pre-planned this, where I decided I wanted to get my early endgame gearing setup out of the way quickly, and especially because I could actually level with it potentially. And there were 3 items in particular that I had in mind. One of them is this gloves here. It looked like I had some pretty good options for Val implicits on this unique set of gloves. Now, these gloves cost about 1 chaos, maybe 2 at the most. Pre-4 linked, not necessarily with the right colors, but as you can see, the colors are extremely easy to hit on this. And then I just kind of Val orbed a few of these, and I hit this on like try number 5 or 6 maybe. I was hoping for either to spare on hit or +1 frenzy, and I needed I think item level 50 plus to get frenzy, so you can see I got 51 there. And this is outstanding hit. Completely removes the need for me to get a hunter influence ring early on and to have that ring well rolled with curse on hit. That's a huge weight off my shoulders. These unique gloves is interestingly kind of good for Toxic Rain because it gives me a sort of pseudo 5 link, which is what I'm using with my Ballista Totem setup. I get a free concentrated support, at least level 5, which freed up the need for me to get a high number of links on either my bow or my chest. Fortunately, I did get a Harvest 5 link very early on, I think my very first Harvest, so I was able to get that out of the way on my Quill Rain. I was running a 4 link. By the way, my damage is in around almost 500k DPS right now, which actually I feel like it's a little bit more than that currently as I'm getting into early yellow maps. But this is pretty nice, this setup, I think. Another item that I sought to get an early endgame. Now this is even better than early endgame. This is like mid endgame belt that I decided to. In my opinion, as far as I know, the most underrated leveling early mapping belt in the game. Just look at this thing. It has a high max life roll. It has a resist roll. It has a staggering 60% increased Flask effect duration, with a downside of Flask charges gained reduced, but that can be offset by simply killing monsters quickly, and as well as a few skill point passives. 15% movement speed during any Flask effects. So this is just an absolute powerhouse of a belt in terms of mapping speed. The synergy between this belt and Quicksilver Flask is just stupid good, and I'm definitely going with this belt all the way up, all the way until I get a headhunter, which will hopefully be actually somewhat soon, but not exactly right around the corner, but as soon as possible. Now, this belt has an implicit, it's a rustic sash, so the implicit's literally worthless for my character. But if you combine a famine bind and a feast bind, with 1 orb of fusing, you get this belt, uncorrupted. Famine Bind is 1 chaos, Feast Bind is 1 alch orb. So, and then I need a Val orb. The Val, I'm looking at a total price of around 2 chaos per Val orb attempt. Buying those belts at low item level help restrict the Val orb implicit possibility, and I was basically going for 1 of 2 here. Now for the gloves, I was either going for Despair on hit or +1 frenzy. For the belt, I was either going for all resist or skill effect duration, and I did hit skill effect duration fairly early on. By the way, these items, especially the belt, corrupted, but it doesn't brick into a rare, I still sell it for like 4, 5, 6 chaos. I've sold a bunch of them that way. I've actually made money off of this belt, valing this belt. People don't know about this belt, apparently. They really don't. I don't know if they're lazy or they just don't know about it, but I've been selling these belts right and left, and it has helped funded my very early league start. Now, next we have this amulet. That was the 3rd major item that I'm taking all the way to the early endgame. And this is because with the experience I know that one of the harder items to get is a hunter influence item level 82 plus a gate amulet. Costs quite a bit, and it's kind of unobtainable in the first week, or at least the first few days, just because it costs so much. It costs basically the entire price of a Hunter Exalted Orb, or maybe more, maybe even more. But anyway, Toxic Rain got a significant buff in terms of with projectile speed because of a specific passive now, which is down here. I kind of forgot about this earlier. Increase in reductions to projectile speed also applied to damage with bows, so that's a 1-to-1 ratio. And this no longer gives me just 30% additive damage, it gives me 60% additive damage. On top of 10% movement speed, which is a stellar attribute, with a 15 all-res roll, which is kind of exactly what I was going for. I was really going for that. But this was the cheapest one to Valor. This thing only costs 1 alchemy orb, and I can buy them like repeatedly. Like, people are really trying to get rid of them at 1 alchemy orb. And on day 1, people were perfectly willing to trade things for as low as an alchemy orb. So I've already made, I already got like a bunch of attempts on this. Look here, I already got another one over here, and I got this one here, and in case I have all reds already capped out, I got this one here, which increases my attack speed. So I'm super stoked about that. This is going to take me all the way, and probably all the way until I get a +2 skill gem amulet. I'll just skip the Hunter Influence amulet entirely, which the +2 skill gem amulet is a minimum of like 6 exalts for that to be decent anyway. So this is an amulet that will last me all the way until that. This belt will last me until Headhunter, and this gloves will last me until I decide to make a presumably an Awaken Orb slam on Culling Strike with minus Chaos Res, and then Meta Craft for the prefix side. So that's looking at also like bare minimum 6 exalts in cost there. So this is a really great setup. These are terrific items already. Even without their Val implicits, they're decent. Duresso's Defiance, I had already decided I wanted to go for this. It's a fairly cheap chest. It's so good in my opinion. I even used it at the end game last season. This was my go-to chest because that increased onslaught effect is essentially at 97%. It's 19% more attack speed, movement speed, and cast speed, as well as all the other stats. A massive armor and evasion roll, a decent life roll. It gives me the endurance charges, so I don't have to worry about it anywhere else. And I love it. I love this chest. Absolutely love it. Terrific synergy with Wormsign, this chest. So I now have the basically permanent rampage going on, essentially, as well as reduced mana costs. It's nothing to sneeze at as well. Helm is a little bit controversial, but just didn't really have anything else I wanted to go for here. I don't really want to mess with rares. The problem with going rares, and to get the max life roll and try to get the triple resist roll, is you're always sort of fighting this urge to incrementally improve the item. Whereas if you just say, okay, I'm going to get this unique, and I'm going to make my gear work around these sets of uniques, then it really it gives you a huge weight off your shoulders, and you're not messing around switching out gear. Seasons gone in the past, I've wasted so much time in the early season messing around with my gear, thinking, oh no, I changed out this piece, so now I need cold res and light res somewhere else. When I go here, well then I need to switch out this piece over here. No, I'm just skipping all that. And where I'm missing res, I'm just running purity of elements to make it easy, to just go easy mode for myself. Now it seems a little bit redundant to run purity of elements with Alpha's Howl, but I want the all res from it here. And I am getting res on my rings, basically. This ring on the right's really good. I already got my veil from Elrond, and real quick tip: to get this, what you'll want to do, you can almost guarantee yourself an unveil on Elrond if you get either a ring or amulet. It needs to have either obviously it needs to have Elrond's veil on it, and then it needs to have either mana or max life, and then it also needs to have an open prefix for the third prefix, and then you can craft whichever one was missing, either mana or life, and that gives you at least like the odds are something like 90%, so that when you unveil it, you're not risking completely wasting 10 chaos, because that's what this costs now. Just to get Elrond's unveil on day 1 or day 2, it's 10 chaos, just that. So you don't want to be wasting attempts to get that, but you really want to get it for yourself, because if you're trying to like trade around and stuff, it's extra time consuming. So really glad I got that out of the way. Quiver came early, actually, from Arch Nemesis, from just the Arch Nemesis mechanic. You know, we're getting a lot of uniques and stuff, so yeah, I did actually buy this Quillrain. Made sure I bought it with high projectile speed. Quillrain is unbelievably strong now, early game, since the changes. So I'm getting an extra 99% increased damage, which is basically a tier 1 hunter roll on the bow, which is just makes it stupid good. I will be replacing this bow fairly soon with a porcupine, turning porcupine cards in, and doing a few fossil crafts to get the 6-link plus 3 bow gem bow, which will be still a marginal, at least a marginal upgrade from a 5-link Quillrain. Definitely, probably a significant upgrade. So that's the gear. This ring is not very good. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll replace it. The boots are the last thing I need to replace, with the last sort of unique that I'm aiming to get in the early end game. Once I have a series step, I will have completed the my unique item setup. And you notice that all these uniques I'm having very short on the all res on the resistance, because I'm going with uniques. Also pretty short on the max life, so I'm sacrificing resistance to max life. I'm running a purity of elements to make up for that. I'm getting Val implicits to make up for that, and I also don't have like any chaos res at all. Once I get a series step, I'll have 100% spell suppression, so that'll be really nice. As a raider, Flasks, nothing really special here. I got a lot of work to do on my flasks yet, but kind of the normal setup. I'll eventually swap out this divine flask completely for, a bottled faith eventually, but I don't know. I'll work on something in the meantime, but right now I'm still running blood rage, unfortunately, because I can't stop running blood rage until I have Way of the Poacher, which is the last Uber lab. So that's it. I will let you take a glance at the tree. This is exactly what I plotted my points out in my last video. Nothing strange to see here. I will link the POB, which has me clocked in around 500k DPS. I will link my character, on PoE Ninja.
I'm not up to
and
that just yet.
yeah, so that's basically where I'm at personally. Now, the other thing I want to talk about in this video, a few tips and tricks. Get a quad tab, an empty quad tab that you're obviously not using at the beginning of the season. Set it up like this. Set it up so it's super easy, convenient, and these are all, if you couldn't tell what I'm doing here, this is all chaos recipe set up here. The first time I did this, I just kind of randomly threw things in, and it created a whole bunch of extra time to mess with it. But unfortunately, the loot filter seems to be neglecting the chaos recipe this season. I had to go in and manually change that. I think I will actually show you guys what I had to do here. So I'm just running a semi-strict loot filter with no changes. Pardon me. Then I had to go in all the way down here to miscellaneous, add class-based rules, show. I changed it so it was nice and big and pretty, and then I clicked exactly the ones I wanted to find. Two-handers are easier to mess with. Rarity equals rare, range 60 to 74, and as long as in my recipe I have at least one item that's 60 to 74, it's good for chaos recipe, so I can continue using this all the way into even red maps, potentially. I may do a little bit of delving around because it's a quick and easy way to get a few jewelry pieces, but the arch nemesis mechanic is also giving jewelry pretty consistently. Yeah. So you may need to change your loot filter for the chaos recipe. So this is super easy. I just, do boom, 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 boom.
Hello.
And those in.
Farewell.
Yay, I had a few of them saved up, didn't I?
Greetings.
Well, I'm not going to waste, I don't want to do that. Waste too much time in the video, but I'll just turn a couple of these in so you can see just how nice and easy that is. And yeah, pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Next page. Unveil Arch Nemesis. Okay, let's go back to Arch Nemesis here. So, again, credit to Surgog here, his video. I didn't know much about Arch Nemesis. So, as far as I understand now, there's basically 3 methods to use Arch Nemesis, or 3. When you enter a map, there's basically one of 3 things you're going to do with the Arch Nemesis mechanic. Or 4, if you want to count ignoring it. So there's 4 things you might do with it. 1, you might ignore it completely, which is not a terrible idea. I mean, it's not... I don't think... In an immediate sense, it's clearly not as good as Ultimatum, but I think if you invest in the knowledge and you start sort of saving things up, it's a little more interactive than Ultimatum, and I think it is perhaps even better than Ultimatum, as far as giving you currency back and things like that. But let's go back to the sheet here. He had linked me a cheat sheet. Now, I mentioned before that we don't really have the full picture of, in terms of the best strats, the best things to link up, the best recipes to collect, and which ones to use exactly. But he did mention there was a really good one that he's using. I'm going to try it for the first time in this video. Treant Horde and Crystal Skin. Now those are accumulated by a recipe, so the very initial thing you have to do to get this, let's look here. We'll find Crystal Skinned is right here. So Crystal Skinned, I have to use Permafrost, Rejuvenating, and Berserker, but Rejuvenating is actually a recipe itself up here, so I need I have to run. So the initial thing is I have to obviously collect all of these as drop onlys. These are the drop only list here, and you can see they're a little smaller on the icons. Okay, and I need to run 1 map to get a Rejuvenating. Then I need to run 1 map by using Gargantua and Vampiric. Okay, and then I have my Rejuvenating. The next map, I can run Permafrost, that Rejuvenating, and Berserker to get a Crystal Skin. And then the next map, I need to run a Toxic, Sentinel, Steel Infused to get a Treant Horde. And then the 4th map, I actually spend the recipe. And this is what he said. And that's the one that's supposed to give me some pretty big returns by running... It says here, use Crystal Skin first, Treant second, and any other 2 that don't create too many problems. So I already have the Rejuvenating. And I already have the Treant Horde. So I'm going to run 2 maps now. So I already got 2 of the 4 done. So the next map I run, I'm going to get a Crystal Skin. I will actually run it to see what the results are. So let's do that. Let's see what we get.
I'm not up to that just yet.
This first map will be very quick. And there is still one more thing I'm going to talk about I didn't mention earlier, and that's what I'm doing to make currency. Currency farming. So here you are. You're getting to see my Toxic Raider, which is outrageously strong for white maps. A little bit weak on the defense. But why am I not able to... 189% movement speed, a massive amount of increased onslaught effect. Really cool. So here I need to get Crystal Skin, which I haven't even unlocked this recipe, so I can't see it. Now, normally you would type in the one you want to get, and it will just show up all the ones. Like, for example, I type in rejuvenation. It shows me rejuvenation, but it also shows me gargantuan and vampiric, but I don't have vampiric, so I can combine them that way. See, running blood rage is annoying. So I have to take a little bit of extra time to verify that I am doing this right. And I permafrost, rejuvenating, and berserker. Permafrost, rejuvenating, berserker. Okay, got that. Rejuve, we got that. Berserk, we got that. Okay, we'll start with. Actually, this is early league, so I think it's probably wisest to start with berserk. Any order will be fine, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good selection of items here. Just generally speaking, to have the unique and then followed by currency next, I suppose. By the way, how you guys doing your league start? Let me know in the comments below where you're at on that. I did find an exalted orb in Act 7, which is pretty sweet. Other than that, nothing too crazy. Not familiar with that claw. Okay, and then I only need to do one more to get this. What was it? Sent? I might have it wrong, actually. Yeah, it's not Sentinel, it's Permafrost. Permafrost. There you are. Okay. This should be the recipe. As you can see, this league mechanic favors toxic range pretty well. I can already sort of precast nuking everything down, which is really nice. You can see my loot filter looking for the chaos recipe items. They're nice and big and yellow there. See my health being an issue because of blood rage primarily. When I get that Uber lab done, this is going to be a lot easier going. A few more passive points and I'll be over 3k life, which would be good as well. Now, there's no real reason to run another one of these, but since I have a unique items and a currency in there, I mean, that's a pretty good combination. So I'll just kind of throw a random one in there I don't care about, and then I'll go ahead and hit this up. So I said there were 4 things you can do with this. One of them is to ignore the league mechanic. The other thing is what I was doing before, which is to just simply just look at the non-recipe. Basically, don't even use a recipe, and then you just run it like you pick whatever you think is good, and you just run it. So being day 1, I liked Berserk because it gave unique items. So I kind of ignored the league mechanic, except when I got Berserk, and then I would run it, and then I would throw a currency one in second, and then like something random third, or like essence or something. So, you know, by the 4th time I did it, I was getting, you know, unique items, new currency, maybe an essence or 2, or a fossil. Fossil is nice to have as well. Yeah. Leveled up, like I said, I'm working on a life node here, so this is gonna be nice. Oh, this boss, oh freaking A. This boss is gonna kill me. Like for sure. I believe he does chaos damage. I got like negative chaos res even with the flask effect up. Oh, he's dead. I didn't even realize the fight started yet. Okay. Like I said, doing pretty good damage. It's a tier 5. I think I will actually at least go around and kind of finish clearing the map. That would be smart. Looking for some yellow maps. Possible. Actually, this might be a tier 4. I can't remember if it's tier 4 or tier 5. Okay, well, so this map is about done. And then I'm going to run one more map, and we're going to see what kind of results I get from the Arch Nemesis. And as well as that, I'm going to also do a harvest. You can see how I'm kind of setting myself up to make a lot of currency. Day 1, day 2, Cluster Jewel reforges are not exactly like the go-to thing. It's a little early for that, but it's a good idea to start setting it up to do that. Wow, this thing's actually worth a couple of chaos. Didn't expect that. Wow, this is also worth perfectly rolled. That's incredible. These boots are actually worth like 8 chaos. Crazy. Yeah, uniques, man. Day 1, day 2. That's
Greetings.
for real. Okay, got that. Next couple of chromatic
Go
orb
with
recipe.
courage.
Gotta love the chromatic orb recipe. Might as well do another one of these for good measure.
Hello.
Easy
Till
peasy, 2
next time
chaos.
shall we keep,
Okay.
Savior.
Oh yeah, Atlas passive. So I had also made a video about my plans to farm Blight. Of course, initially I'm not going for Blight. I'm just kind of trying to put monsters on the map. Got the duplicated rares, got the strongbox, got the essence. On my way to Harbinger, and just getting into the Harbinger cluster here. And yeah. Now another dump tab I have set up, basically kind of covering my bases for the reforges on Harvest. I'm not using Harvest for TFT sales, although obviously I will sell, you know, if I get like Reforged keep prefixes or something. Otherwise, I'm going for cluster jewels. Every single cluster jewel base is at least item level 68. That's kind of the magic number overall. The large cluster jewels are more expensive, upwards of 20, even 30 chaos a piece as a base now. Well, the spell one isn't, apparently. The medium cluster jewels are, you know, 1 to 5 chaos a piece. So if you don't know hardly anything about cluster jewel currency earning potential, bases and harvest reforges and fossil crafting and stuff, I recommend starting with the medium cluster jewels until you get a strong sense of the marketplace there. And you know, as one side note, obviously if a cluster jewel, the base is like 20 or 30 chaos, then obviously it's like the premium base. And you may not know exactly what sells, but that's okay. After each reforge, just use Awaken PoE app and see what those modifiers add up to. And if it's something crazy high, then you probably hit a good result. Now, to run this map, I have a Kirik mission sitting here. God, I thought I lost it for a second. It opened up the yellow one. Yeah, so I have a Harvest Kirik mission here. I also have not done this map, so this is a terrific outcome here. I'm going to run this map. And in this map, I will do the Arch Nemesis mechanic and the Harvest to show you the currency. So we're kind of doing 2 different things here in this map. I figured it was a good time to make the video for that reason as well. Seems I got Ritual, which is kind of random. I generally I don't care about Ritual, but at this point in the league, I think it's nice. It gives me decent XP. It's pretty easy going. But other than that, you know, it's not going to be that great. But that's okay. You see an Arch Nemesis down there. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this map at all. Okay, interesting. Alright, so I'm running Triad. And I'm running Crystal. I already forgot what it's called. Crystal Skinned. Oh, I already have it. Yeah, that's right. Duh. Okay, so what's better? I think this is probably a better one to start with. Doesn't matter which one I start. Yeah, obviously, double foreboding is better than random there. So we're gonna start with Crystal Skin. Just verify that's what he said here. Yep. Okay. Alright, let's see. How hard is it? Holy crap, I got Exalted Shards already. I'd already done a few of those before. I never got Exalted Shard. So that's a nice thing to see. Well, I mean, the strat's a winner already. Oh, it's already good. Fuck, man. It's 2 Exalted Shards. That's basically worth it right there. Obviously, I'm pretty lucky, I think, with that. A little annoyed by how I have to, like, clear around and stuff to make sure. But, you know, when I get good at this, it'll be fine. So, we're putting a Treant Toward, and this should automatically improve the results here. Oh, God. You can see the number of shards I'm getting is quite high suddenly. This particular combination. I suppose I should read it and see why this combination is so good. Maybe we'll do that on the next one. You know, because you kind of need to understand. This is obviously an investment in knowledge, game knowledge, that we're coming out with a new strategy here. That's juicy. Ritual waiting to happen. Monsters' minions drop a randomly chosen reward type. Okay, interesting. So the reward type is obviously Harbinger over there. But I guess I'll put in a currency in case it comes out with a different one. Or no, I'll even do Echoist. Or no, it would make better sense to do Gargantuan because I don't want it to remove too many things. Oh, I see. So every single monster is dropping different things. See, that's interesting. Okay, so you know, my first time doing this particular thing, so I'm beginning to understand why that's so good. So you wouldn't necessarily have to run it with Harbinger. You could run it with something else. We got some more belts.
Hello.
The staff is not worth anything, apparently.
Farewell.
So that's only reward number 3, so I still get to do this one more time. And clearly, it's going to be quite powerful. So another way to juice this up would be to put more to make it spawn more monsters. There might be one thing that spawns extra monsters. That would be really cool. Obviously that had a lot of extra juice into it, didn't it? Okay, so we're at the last one, final one. And rewards are rolled one time, choosing the rarest result. Okay. More currency, please. More currency, please. Okay. Okay. For day 2, but that's pretty nice. Day 2 result there. Now again, there's a little bit of time investment to do that, but seeing those results right there, especially knowing I can get exalted shards, yeah, I think that's not bad. And by the way, this is probably not the smartest thing to do. This is just one particular little kind of half-ass strategy. This isn't going all the way with the potential. In the trailer, Chris Wilkinson mentioned one of the more lucrative things you could do. But yeah, I like that. Pretty cool. It's like combining, a little bit like combining Metamorph and maybe Expedition. Kind of feels like Expedition with the remnants, but Metamorph with the parts. Something like that. Random Legion, I won't ignore it. I'm down for it. It's tier 5, so it's kind of my last chance to pick up Chaos Recipe items. There's a harvest down there, finally. Look at this arena out of the way. This guy. Oh, that guy, remember those boots I just found for 8 Chaos? Apparently. Oh, I got no life left. Really? Still alive? Why is he still alive? Yeah, it's kind of the problem with running Blood Rage. And not Vitality. I was running Vitality. Oh, I got a whole Ancient Orb. Wow. Cool. I got a Scarab. I might actually use that Scarab. I guess I was too late with the invite. Oh well. You're being very meticulous here. Chaos Recipe. I mean, there's no reason for me not to just go ahead and do one of these now. Well.
Greetings.
Clean this up first.
Keep your life to
Full
your own.
Harbinger Orb out of all that. Yeah.
Hello.
Should do it. Yes, sirree. Okay. Should have put down a portal earlier.
My mana is gone.
So yeah, I am in a little awkward place when it comes to my recovery. I basically have negative recovery, which is, at least I'm running a life flask, but it's kind of a problem having negative recovery. It would probably be smart for me to drop Grace just to get a full 20 or level 18 Vitality in to completely offset the Blood Rage, but dropping Grace also, I don't like the idea. Look at the Rampage at work here. I mean, this Rampage is doing serious work, right? Okay, so I'll kill the boss at the end, I guess. Let's see what we got here. We got modified lucky value. Okay, so this is a really good one because it can turn out being reforged. Keep prefix or suffix. Attack. I forgot to pick up attack. The attack base. I knew I forgot one of the base jewels to pick up. It was attack. We got lightning, cold, implicit jewel. I like cold. I got a high value cold to pick up and try to craft it into something big. What I mean to say is I made an extra investment by going for the large cluster jewel base. For told the base cluster jewel is about 20 chaos. Okay, I think I will show you guys so you can see exactly how this goes. See, look at Blood Rage just wrecking me right now. Okay, yeah, there's my level, what is it, level 3 vitality I can barely fit in. Alright, doing work. There's not really any reason. That, yes, I do have. Do I have a worthy jewel? I suppose so. This one's pretty good. I'll do that one. That's actually a good result for what I need now. Void stun. Oh, life I completely forgot too. Wow. Okay, sorry guys. I'm dropping the ball here. Okay, so I have a cluster jewel base. I at least want 2. I didn't get 2. Wow.
My mana is gone.
That's sad. So life I'm gonna have to store for later. We'll try this again. Again, this base is worth 20 chaos. Now here with more common, I'm more likely to hit 2. There we go, hit 2. And I think this is actually decent. Let's see what this comes out to. No, apparently it's not decent. No, it was not one of the good results. I'm mistaken. So that's not any good. Reroll the prefixed values. Okay, sure. Change the divination card. Change unique into a random unique quiver. Do this. Okay. Okay, for that one I will use... Now for chaos I'm kind of crafting it for myself. For this I will do the medium, more likely to hit. Wicked Paul is actually the best passive skill, but it obviously needs to be paired with something, so that's no good. And that's unfortunately not any good. Now with the more common I will do the large. This was 10 chaos base. Wow, that's very unlucky. Well, sometimes the results are not good. But, you know, I've already crafted quite a few. And I'm sitting on a few clusters that are, you know, the base was like 1 to 5 chaos, and I'm going to sell it for 10 to 30 chaos, depending on what it is. And it's in fact even a little bit early, so this is not one of those situations where I'm informing you guys on a strategy that's sort of wearing thin. I'm actually informing you ahead of time. Like, the market for cluster jewels is not really that active yet, but it's going to get active very quickly. Oh, that's the first time I've seen one of these. I don't even know what that is. Oh, okay. This is that implicit currencies. Cool. Oh, that's actually not bad. I could probably sell that for a little something. Okay, and you know, being disciplined, getting my chaos recipe, keeping that up to date. And this is not worth anything. What is this worth? A 2-stone ring with with some fire damage, maybe? Maybe 2 chaos at the most.
My mana is gone.
Hello.
We can wish. Well, there you have it,
Keep
guys.
your life to your
So
own.
that's it. That's kind of my update on my own personal situation with my gear and, you know, how my league start's gone. And, you know, not bad. I did clock in around 14 hours to do all the acts, and by the end of day 1, which is basically everything you see on me right now is basically the end of day 1. It was around 17 hours played. 17 or 18 hours played on the character. So this is kind of the result of that much time spent. And like, here's some of the cluster jewels. I got this one right here. This is a very nice roll on the physical damage over time. I'll simply move them into the lower brackets, you know, every hour or so until they sell. Got a nice roll on the another physical dot one. Another physical dot one. Wow. Decent defense one. So I gotta buy life and attack cluster jewels to, you know, get myself ready to spend those. Somebody did try to buy these boots, but I was unavailable at the time. So you know, if you guys have any questions, ask me down in the comments below. I'll link a few things in the description. But this video is already long enough. I wanted to kind of show you again where I'm at, my position, and as well as some kind of currency farming strategies I'm working on now, as well as Arch Nemesis, how that kind of works. And I'm still learning. You know, I'm learning right with you guys. So there's a lot I don't know. But yeah, let's work together. Let's figure things out as a team. And good luck to you. I hope you're doing well in your league start. And, you know, if you want to share how it's going, please do. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to the grind. I got one more day off before I got to start working again. See you guys.